Hello and welcome to another live stream. How is everyone doing? What is going on here? Moderation, that'll be fine. How is everyone doing? I'm not sure if anyone's actually watching yet, but yeah, thank you for coming on and joining me on a Qogita live sourcing session. It's been about a week since I've done a live stream. I had to take a week off last week. I was definitely feeling the stress of business and work, and I forced myself to take a week off. For any of you that work and have your own business, you'll know maybe what it's like, where you kind of force yourself to work all the time. Let me just quickly put a little announcement out to everyone. But yeah, I'm a massive workaholic, always working, always thinking, always thinking about business and trying to improve Amazon and everything around it and YouTube and stuff. And I had to force myself to take a week off, so which is really tough, actually. Hey, Empire, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Hopefully the sound level's okay. Let me know, guys. AC, how's it going, buddy? I'm going through it now. I have a massive corp tax bill and I kill my cash flow. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I had corporation tax that I paid 2 months ago, I think it was, for my 23-24 figures. It wasn't as much as I thought I had to pay, but it's still a decent chunk. VAT wise, I just had to I just filed my VAT return. Well, I filed it. My accountant filed my VAT return for me. I got a nice $8,000 refund, which is quite nice. So, but that's going to go. That's just getting money back temporarily. It's going to go back out again. So, But yeah, anyway. Hey, Brandon, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for joining us. You signed up to Qogita last week. Have you made an order, mate? Have you been able to find any deals yet? Let me know. Hey, ACA, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you guys not miss me. Last week, I was feeling crazy stress from business and stuff, and I really had that urge to go back and work and do live streams and stuff, but I forced myself to basically just do nothing, sit on the sofa, relax, watch TV, brain rot, essentially, and just really try and recharge. And hey, how's it going? Yeah, and to be fair, I think I'm better for it, really. God, it's a tough one, really, but yeah. Bert, how's it going, mate? Thanks for joining us. I just finished doing the dinner and I have to eat at the keyboard. It's all good. However, I can keep you entertained and you can learn a few things or two. So as we do this kind of live stream and do some sourcing as well. So last week I took the week off. I took an entire week off from sourcing Qogita. Someone messaged me, a guy called CGH, said, "Oh, it's been a bit quiet on Qogita." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's quite good." And then I think it was on Thursday or Friday, like some absolutely banging deals dropped in. Someone managed to get £5,000 profit for one lead from Qogita price drops. So it just shows you. Let me get the screenshot for it. It was in Qogita price drops inside the success channel. Let me just download this and I'll show you that what someone got from one lead. And this is just a little tip I'm going to give you with Qogita is, here we go, this is it. They got 726 units. The profit is going to be £5,000. So crazy. And this tip I'm going to give you when it comes to Qogita is, and I'm going to talk about the entire methodology of what I do when it comes to Qogita, is that you need to be consistently sourcing this stuff. And you do go through these dry spells, but if you're consistent and you keep working and keep sourcing, you get a deal like that and it makes up for all the dry spell, the previous 3-4 days that might have been a bit dry. And then you made $5,000, from one lead. That is pretty much the way it works for me as well. I do get some good leads here and there, where I'm making maybe 200-300 profit on a lead, nothing too amazing, but still those kind of things add up. Actually, to be fair, they're kind of like the bread and butters. But every now and then you get a lead where you're like, wow, okay, I've just made a car. Like I got one the other week for between 15 and 17,000 profit. I'm like, oh, well, my car costs 10 grand, so it's nearly more than a car. So yeah. Anyway. I've got this. I don't know where to wear it. I've got one of these Aura rings. I keep it on my thumb, but then I sometimes put it on my middle finger. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really like it that much. It's pretty uncomfortable. But I'm trying to track my health a bit better. I'm trying to track my sleep better. I'm trying to get better sleep, and this is why I got this. I was going to only wear it for sleep, but then I thought, you know what, I'm going to just wear it all the time and see, but yeah, it's stuck on my finger now. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I got the new Aura ring there. So, but yeah, anyway, with Qogita and stuff, that's the kind of the way it works, and we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, hey Hype, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I'm pretty good, thank you. I had a week off. It's good to refresh a little bit. I did a lot of reading actually. I was reading some really interesting books as well, like business books and stuff. It's a week off, but I was reading as well, like learning, and it was good to be fair. Yeah, so hey Natash, how's it going? And Natash, thanks for joining us. Volume a little bit low. How is it ever for everyone else? Let me know. If it's a little bit low for everyone else, I'll increase it, but you guys let me know. So yeah, Hype has been using their price drops. How's it been going for you? Have you found it useful? What's your kind of feedback on it, Hype? I would love to hear your feedback on it and see how you've been finding the price drops. Have you had any successes? Are you still getting trying to find your feet with it? Okay, a little bit low, no problem, guys. I will throw it up. I'll put it up to 44 decibels, 45 decibels. How's that, guys? Is that a little bit better? I don't know why I've got my headphones in, but there we go. Just realised I've got headphones in. Hopefully that's not changed the audio. No, we're good. We're still going through Shure. Okay, we're still going through this. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. If you want me to bump up a little bit more, I can. Just let me know as we go. But yeah, so what we're going to do today is, it's one of my favourite things to do, just because I had so much success with Qogita. And we've got Q4 looming, so the sooner you can get a handle on Qogita, and you can get a handle on using the price drops or whatever method you want to use to find deals on Qogita, the better it's going to be for you for Q4, where I personally think Qogita is going to make me 50k maybe in Q4 as an optimistic figure. I don't know. All depends on the drops. It may be dry. Who knows? And maybe there's no deals whatsoever. I think that's unlikely, but you know, it's one of those ones where I'm feeling bullish on it, to be honest. So Hyper saying, so yeah, one of the things Hyper saying is, I think the hourly drops is hectic, but found a few products from full catalog. Maybe you can share some tips on how to source effectively from your server. Cool. Okay. First, so yeah, interesting. Firstly, it's not my server; it's my younger brother's. So I get no cash incentive from sending you there. I'll be honest, I get nothing. So that's fine. I'm helping him out. I get nothing from it. But let me just go and quickly. Cool, yeah, I'll show you guys what it looks like anyway. I think we can do this. Yeah, should be okay. Let me actually just figure out what we're going to do exactly. Okay, cool. Let me just switch over, and then I'm going to move this over here, and then I need to share my screen. We're going to talking head. Cool. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you Qogita price drops. This is it. This is my Discord. It's very chaotic. This thing's all over the place. Apologies if I've just doxed you on here. Yeah, so some of these things should be... let me go and go to the price drops anyway. So just show you guys what it looks like and go from there, basically. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. And hey, Nitesh signed up Qogita price last week. How are you finding it? So yeah, we'll definitely get some good questions there by Hyper, to be honest. So this is where we're getting our data from. This is Qogita price drops. It's a server run by my younger brother, and essentially what we're looking at here is two things on here. One is this software, essentially every single hour it's monitoring for price drops, and every hour it spits out a CSV file. Now you don't need to know what that is. It's just a file with all the price drops essentially, but you can see here 8 o'clock. It spit out 115 price drops from between 7 and 8. Between 6 and 7, we've got 183, 191. Here you go. We can see here that between 4 and 5, we've got 436 price drops. So it's basically just constantly monitoring for all these different price drops all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's always looking for these. And then what we do is we take the file and we put it into Arbisource. So I've kind of got a breakdown in my in description, kind of showing you the steps I'm doing, but we'll show you exactly what we do here. We've also got the full catalog as well. So if you want to just pull the entire catalog from Arbisource, every hour it spits out the full catalog. It's a massive catalog, so it's split up into 7 files. But yeah, so let me show you what it looks like here. If I pull this in, and if I zoom in a little bit, oops. Apparently I can't zoom in. Okay, fair enough. Weird. Why can't I not zoom in on this? Okay, I can't zoom in. Anyway, we've got a file here called 6 p.m. So I downloaded this at at 7 p.m. there's a slight discount at the hour, but anyway, it's fine. So this is a price drop CSV, and what we're going to do is we'll throw this into Arbisource and show you how it works. So yeah, so what we're doing essentially, if I get rid of, so what essentially I've done here is I've downloaded a 1 hour price drop essentially, and we'll throw this into Arbisource. So if we go over to Arbisource, this is essentially what we've got here. This is Arbisource software we're using to scan deals on Qogita. Now the price drops doesn't necessarily mean there's a deal there. Okay. The price drops means a price drop, essentially. That's all it means. It means something's dropped from a certain price down to another price. That doesn't automatically make it profitable on Amazon. That means it's just, we need to put it into some software like Arbisource, which is then going to compare it to Amazon and then tell us, is it profitable or not? And we can see on the right-hand side here, I've got a bunch of scans I've done earlier. But what we can do is we can go into, let's say, Wholesale here, for example. We can do an upload scan. We've got the downloads folder here. Essentially what we do, and this is what I do every single hour when I'm sourcing, I take the file, I upload it to Arbisource. We'll just call this like demo file or whatever. So what I'm doing here is I'm just unchecking check restrictions just because it slows things down. And then you just have to tell Arbisource here what we're doing in terms of like what all the different columns are. So we're going GTIN is the UPC, EAN is the first column where it says GTIN, EAN, UPC. We're selecting the name, product name here. We're doing the price including VAT, the latest price including VAT. And then finally, we're just scrolling all the way across here to where it says Qogita link. We're just putting a product link there, product URL. And then we're going to click start scan, and that's how I do all my scans basically. So so let me just catch up the questions then. So Hyper's saying it's a little bit hectic with that. I mean, every hour basically you get new price drops. There's only, let's say, between, sometimes 100, sometimes there's 500, maybe sometimes if you're lucky there's a couple of thousand. It's only going to take Arbisource 5 minutes at most to scan that. We'll probably see here on screen live how long it actually takes to scan. So it might seem it's quite crazy when you get a lot of hourly price drops, but as long as you put them in every hour, whatever, you don't have to source all the time. You can scan them basically. I've just got a DM from someone, so maybe if you're live streaming I might be interested. So it's doing the scan anyway. That's it basically. That's what we're doing. So I've got a bunch of scans on the right hand side here which I did earlier. So it does take maybe a little bit getting used to. It might maybe seem a little bit overwhelming at first, but it's really quite simple. We're taking the price drops from Qogita price drops, we're putting them to Arbisource, and then finally we're going to go and buy the items on Qogita. So cool. So Hyper's got a few questions. What min sales month and sales do you look for when sourcing and min profit? Nope. Cool. Hyper will get to you in a second. ER is just saying bit off topic, but it's fine. This is all. This is not just a Qogita sourcing session. If you've got any questions about Amazon FBA, I'm happy to help you guys. So or anything like that. So reimbursements guide. Just read the reimbursements guide. So I've got a website, guys. FBAmogul.com. Go check it out. On here, we have a load of guides on here. If you want to check them out, we've got retail arbitrage guides, Asda, WH Smith's, not that exists anymore, Costco, Halfords, all sorts of guides on here. Qogita sourcing, greatest method for equipment, etc. We've also got a brand new one called Amazon Money Leaks here, so you can see all the different business leaks. We've got reimbursements, shipping efficiencies, stuff like that. We're releasing more of these as we go. So if you want to check that out, go and check that out. ER saying you found it very useful. So I'm glad you found that useful, mate. It's awesome. There's a bunch of leaks that we have as Amazon sellers that we need to try and track and keep on top of. Anyway, going back to the whole Qogita thing. So I will show you, Hyper, what I kind of do when I'm sourcing. So I've done a bunch of catalog scans here, and what I'm going to do is I did a combined one, which is basically all the price drops for today. So I've not looked at this. I don't know if there's any good price drops in here. Hopefully there are. We'll go and have a look. So we had 1,283 price drops here. It matched 865 of those products with Amazon, and it then gave us 525 results. So we'll go ahead and have a look at those results here, and we'll see. Now, when and by the way, guys, if you want to get signed up to any of these, all the links in the description, by the way. And the reason I love Qogita is because when you create your account for the first time, if you use code FBA Mogul, again, link and codes in the description, you can get £120 off your first order. So it makes your first order automatically crazy profitable. And then obviously from there, you're going to realize the opportunity with Qogita. So if you want to check it out and get signed up to Qogita and all these different things, links are all in the description. And yeah, this is a way to pretty much print money when it comes to doing sort of wholesale on Amazon. It's not traditional wholesale. It's more of like a hybrid of online arbitrage and wholesale together. Anyway, when it comes to this is kind of the default view you get, and I don't use this myself. I always order by confirmed monthly sales and then profit, and then I remove the deal score. So Arbisource has got the ability now to have 2 different filters in there, and that's what I use. And then we go from there basically. And what reason I've done that is I'm looking for is wholesale. So I'm probably going to be buying things in bulk. I'm going to be buying, a decent number of quantity. Therefore, I want to make sure that what I'm buying is actually a fast seller on Amazon. Now, this is not the only way to source products. Sometimes you can find products where you're making really fat profits on each unit, maybe making 10 or 20 or 30 pound profit, and it's a slower seller. But this is the kind of my favorite sourcing method, is getting those fast selling items. So that's what I'm doing basically. And then hyper, when it comes to your question of your minute sales per month and sellers, do you look at sourcing? So it's essentially what I'm looking to do is I'm trying to figure out how much money I'm going to make per month on each listing. So I'm looking to make maybe £50 per month per listing. Now, if that means it's a 50 sales per month and I get all the sales, or whether, are you making £1 profit per unit? But that's what I'm looking at basically. So I'll basically, divide up the sellers that are competitively priced, see how many there are. I'll see how many sales I'm expecting. I'll look at my total profit per unit. Let's say I'm expecting to make 25 sales per month on a particular listing, and I'm making £2 profit per unit, then that hits my 50 criteria. Now, your criteria might be slightly lower. It might be 10, 20, £30 profit, but that's the way I look at it basically. So yeah, let's have a look here and see. So we've got an interesting one here where we've got £3.46 profit. We've got 1,000 confirmed sales. And by the way, I've done sort by confirmed sales. This is data pulled directly from Amazon. Amazon have told us this has 1,000 sales. So very important stuff. We know from the horse's mouth that this is a fast seller. Now, immediately I'm looking at this and thinking, awesome. I'm thinking multiple things here. So I'm going to try and articulate everything that I'm thinking. One, this looks like an aftershave perfume. So I'm immediately thinking Q4, so October, November, December, Christmas time, all this stuff sells crazily. If it sells 1,000 a month now, it's probably going to be 5 or if not 10,000 per month at Christmas. I'm also looking at this sort of pink graph here, and I can see it's somewhat stable. It's not perfectly stable, but it's somewhat stable. So it's making me think this is a relatively stable product. So I'm looking at this and thinking this looks pretty good. The only thing I'm also thinking here as well is I'm not that familiar with this brand. So it may be a brand you can't sell. I'm not sure yet. We need to look into this. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and have a look. And I'll answer ER saying, how many ASINs do I have? Very good question. Let me look at Seller Toolkit right now. I have 171 ASINs in stock right now. So let's have a look here. So we've got the item here on Amazon. So we've opened it up. We've got seller ramp on the left. So we've got a buy price of $29.12. So this one's looking pretty good already. I'm pretty excited about this one. So it's not the biggest ROI on this one. So I wouldn't necessarily buy this one right now. But what I'm thinking is potentially, what is the price looking like at Christmas for this one? What is the sales per month looking like at Christmas on this one? Is there some... is there any opportunity here for the future on this one? So I'm not that sure of this brand. I don't know if we can actually sell this brand or not. We'll have to have a look. One good indicator of that is looking at other Amazon sellers. Are they on here? We can see there's a bunch of other sellers on this listing, so it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is going to scroll down, look at the price chart, and see kind of like what the sales per month are. We know they're at 1,000. We can see they've been growing over time. We can see the price is pretty stable. Right now, the price is 44. We've seen in the past, back in May, this was 49, nearly £50. It's actually gone down a little bit recently. And this is because there have been, I'm looking now at the bottom graph here. Hope you guys can still see this okay. Looking at this bottom graph here, this blue number is the number of sellers that have jumped on this listing. And we can see the number of sellers have actually spiked a bit, and there's quite a few sellers on this listing. However, it's not such a huge deal because it's a fast-selling item. It's 1,000 sales per month. And that's probably because the price has gone down a little bit. So I was going to say, let's look at Christmas. We don't actually have a huge amount of data. This product was essentially created at Christmas, so we can't actually see this one at Christmas. We don't have data all the way back for Christmas on this one. We've only got 264 days of data, so I prefer if we could have more data on, the more data the better, but it is what it is. So it's an interesting one. Let me know what you guys think of this one. But yeah, I'm this looks pretty positive, to be fair. I can definitely see this going back to £50, especially at Christmas. I think if this is doing 1,000 per month now, this is going to be doing 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even up to 10,000 per month at Christmas. Let's say, be realistic and say it does 4,000. It doesn't matter how many sellers are on here. We're going to get through their stock pretty quickly, and then the price is going to go back up. So yeah, it looks kind of exciting. If we put the price, let's say we're expecting to actually sell this for £50. Again, the ROI is not necessarily crazy, but we are making £6.62 profit per unit, which is pretty nice. So I can't turn deals like this down, especially when I can get a load of units. Now let's see if it's still in stock actually as well. So what we can then do is we can go on to Qogita and we actually see if it's in stock. Now, the only downside to this one is, unfortunately, it is from a seller. Let me just zoom in here. We can see. So one thing I always say is you should always buy from sellers that give you a marketplace invoice. Now, it's not that there's anything wrong with this seller here. It's absolutely fine. Qogita give you that 100% authenticity guarantee. But when it comes to Amazon, they just want that little bit of extra paperwork when it comes to if something does go wrong, essentially. If a customer does complain, you want to have all the paperwork lined up, ready to go. So what I'm looking for is sellers that have this marketplace invoice available. So there's a real shame on this one. Effectively, this supplier is not willing to give us a marketplace invoice. Essentially, they're not willing to give us their own invoice as well as the Qogita invoice together. And unfortunately, in this case, I would say let's not go and buy this one. It's just one of the ones, sometimes you see deals where they're just not willing to give that invoice. And while the stock's fine and the supplier's fine, it's personally, your Amazon account's worth more than one deal. Let's put it like that, basically. So if something goes wrong, you need to have that paperwork to back up the stock, essentially. So on this case, we'll have to pass on this one, but it just shows you the potential here and the thinking I'm thinking of for Q4 and why I know I'm going to make so much money in Q4, because there's so many of these deals day in, day out where I'm like, you know what, this is maybe a bit marginal now. Maybe I'm only making £2 profit on this unit now, but if I look for Christmas, I'm like, I can make 6, I can make 10, I can make £15 profit. There's some products where literally the stock runs out at Christmas and you can make ridiculous profits on these things, like 20, 30, £40 profit per unit. I'm not saying you can sell a crazy number of units at those kind of profit margins, but you can definitely sell some. I've sold perfumes in the past where basically I was one of the last few sellers on the listing and I only had a few stock left and I kept putting the price up and up and up. And I remember it back in August, September time, people were selling this item for, I think it was £90 basically, this perfume. It was a Guerlain branded one. And I sold some for 140, and then my last unit I think was £150 per unit. So that shows you the price differences between sort of September and December. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so this is, just shows you the kind of potential here of what's going on. So let me catch up the chat quickly. Do you mainly look at the buy box price or the FBA price? I look at the buy box price, just not 100% sure that's right. Yes, I look at the buy box price, yes. Again, that's the main thing that really matters is, I think it's like 95% of all sales are done through the buy box. Let me just open up here so everyone knows exactly what we're talking about. Sorry, wrong page there. We open this up on Amazon. The buy box is the buy box on the right-hand side. You can see here, this is the buy box. Now, this is where all the sales go on. It doesn't matter if this price is competitive or not. If people see this buy box on the right hand side here, this is where most of the sales go on. Even though there might be someone cheaper on selling it for £40, sales are going to happen here at the buy box. So yeah, that's the one I'm looking at basically. If you guys got any more questions, by the way, throw them out there. So this just shows you the power of Qogita. So I'm looking at this one here. I'm looking at 85p profit. Realistically, for me, probably not enough profit here, but it is it's a perfume. So it's one of these ones where I'm going, okay, what potential do I have at Christmas here? I'm going to just have a very quick peek at this one and just see how it does at Christmas. So we're looking at $44.99 right now. I'm just going to have a quick look at the charts on Keeper. Go back. Again, we don't have any data on this one. It's quite a new product. We're running into quite a few new products here. So we can't actually look at Christmas here. So this one's probably just no good for us. We'll just move on. So MTT saying, what do you think of SDK repricer versus Profitector Pro? So I originally used Seller Toolkit. I moved to PPP. I definitely saw better results with PPP. But then I thought, well, I'm actually going to go back to SDK. No particular reason. I just wanted to kind of experiment a little bit. The problem is it's very hard to compare these things because your stock's not the same all the time. The time of year is not always the same. The time of month is not always the same. It's very hard to know which one's actually better. But I thought I'd go back and give it a try and just see. And it's a pain in the butt to keep moving reprices. But yeah, I did it, and I might try another one. There's one called Ascent, which I might try, which I've heard a few people use. There's also B Core, there's a few others, but it is a big hassle to move. It's very difficult to compare. I really liked PPP, Protector Pro. I know a few people had a few issues with it, but for me, it worked really well. Like, I had some amazing results with it. It had annoying quirks, don't get me wrong, but it worked really well for me. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those ones, isn't it? So, yeah. So do you merge hourly price drops in one CSV? This is a great question, Hyper. So what I will do, and let me pull in, 1 second. Let me pull in the server again. So yes, what I'll do is we've got the price drops here. Okay. Now let's say I wake up, like we all do, somewhere between, 6 and 9 a.m. Well, I've got all these price drops here from midnight. So what I will do is I will download all the price drops that I've missed while I've been asleep. So I'll just download all of these different ones. Okay. Or if I go out for dinner or lunch or something, I come back and I've missed 2 or 3 price drops. I will download, let's say 3 of them. I'll just chuck them into ChatGPT and say, can you combine these CSVs for me? And it will spit it out. And that's basically it. It's very simple. And then I put that combined file into Arbisource. Now it depends whether I'm here. If I'm here, I'll be doing the hourly ones. If I'm actually sourcing, if I'm away or I'm busy or whatever, I've been asleep, I'll just take the ones I've missed and I'll put them in, and you can pick up some really good ones. So that's essentially what I'm doing there, basically, to make sure I don't miss anything. So we've got another one here. So Manic Panic. Again, it's not enough profit. One thing I missed out on here is that we need to put a minimum profit here. I'm going to put like £1 in basically for now. So let's just try and filter out some of this other rubbish that's like too cheap, essentially. So we've got one here, Elizabeth Arden. Now, one thing I'm seeing here is that this buy box price of 32.26 looks a little bit high to me. It looks a little bit inflated. Again, unfortunately, we can't filter out all the different things in this chart. But if we're looking at this purple chart here, we can see in the past it's been £18 and now the price is 32. I think this is a bit of an inflated price. I'll probably skip this one. Another one here, we've got an £8 profit one. This looks pretty nice. So we've got an item here, it's £8 profit, and it's a very stable buy box. So yes, in the past it's been maybe £80, and now it's £90, but that's not too crazily different. So it looks relatively stable compared to this previous one. Where you can see over time the price box has gone up and up and up, and only now that it's gone up to this really high price is it profitable. This one here is pretty stable. So we'll go ahead and have a look at this one. So we'll go on to Amazon. We've got a buy price of 60.61. We'll go ahead and have a look at that one. Throw that in here and see we're making £8 profit, which is what we're expecting. Again, ROI is a little bit lower. Again, I'm still not going to turn down, by the way, £8 profit. I know people get caught up in ROIs and stuff, but and it is important, to be fair, ROI a little bit, but at the same time, I can't turn down £8 profit per unit. I can't turn that down. Now, this one here is a little bit slow. It's a 50 sales per month. But again, let's try and see what this one's doing at Christmas. So if we scroll down, have a look at the charts. This one's got 3,000 days of data. So really valuable stuff. And we can see here that, yes, this one has actually been as low as sort of £68, which is, if we sold it at 68, we'd be losing loads of money. But it was only a dip down for a very short time of 68, and then it came back again. So we can see that this one fluctuates between sort of 50, 100, 200 per month. Realistically, at the £90, we're going to be probably fluctuating between 50 and 100 sales per month. Let's look at the year, though. Let's look at December. So we can see here, again, hopefully you guys can see this okay. Do you not filter out IP claims? No, because I don't trust Arbisource. No offense to Arbisource, it's a fantastic bit of software to tell me what is IP and what's not IP. It's not good at it. Same with SellerAmp. This is why you need to use something like OA Hero, which is my Chrome extension, to tell you, because we keep that data up to date. That is pretty much his entire job. A few other things as well, but that's his entire job, is to keep you out of trouble. So if we go to something like, let me just quickly go on a slight caveat here. If we go and let's just search Hugo Boss, for example, and we go to a Hugo Boss product, we can see, hopefully it pops up and I'm not broken it somehow. that we've got this thing that's popped up in here that says hard gated. So it warns us, OA Hero, which is my Chrome extension. It's this one here, basically. Ignore this bit because it just shows up on the screen. It tells us basically that it's hard gated. So this warns us about these things. So yeah, I don't use Arbisource or SellerAmp to tell me this. SellerAmp's not told me this is hard gated or restricted. So that's the thing. What's another one that's an issue? Can't think of one that around. But yeah, anyway, so I use OA Hero. Again, link in that description. £150 for lifetime. I'm going to get rid of the lifetime license, guys, as well on that one. So if you want to take advantage, £150 for lifetime. Take advantage of that anyway. But yeah, this is a Chrome extension that helps you keep out of trouble. Tells you also, let's actually search, for example, Molten Brown's a great example here. If we go and have a look at this one quickly, we can see here, it's going to show up some information in a second. We can see here, it's thrown up on the page here, general info. I hope we can zoom in a little bit on this one. Nope. But yeah, on the 14th of July, Molten Brown issued parallel import claims, which may suggest the brand is tightening its enforcement on Amazon, and it's got a parallel import warning there as well. So this is what OA Hero gives you. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go back and, just to answer that question on the IP claims and stuff. If we go back to the other product, Victor and Rolf one. Then we catch up with the questions as well. So, sorry guys, a little bit behind here. So, Sinam, thanks for joining us, by the way. Where SAS says hazmat, does that mean as a seller you need to go through Amazon course? No, it basically means there's no course or anything like that. It basically means you just need to apply for hazmat. It's a literal formality. You go to the link, you click, I accept, whatever, and basically within like 3, 5, maybe 7 days, you'll just get approved for hazmat. I don't know any single person that's ever been rejected for hazmat. It just basically, it's a weird little thing that Amazon make you do, and then you're done basically. Now the only caveat is when it comes to sending in hazmat items. So what is hazmat? Perfumes, aftershaves, aerosol canisters, anything with alcohol in it that's flammable. You cannot send it using Amazon's partner carrier. So they will not create a shipping label for you. You ideally need to use a prep center yourself, or you can, if you want, you can send it yourself and do it that way basically. But they will not let you. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It seems more a big deal than it is. You just can't use a UPS partner carrier basically. But yeah, use a prep center basically. That's what I'd recommend. Hypersync, is a reprice essential to boost? Is 100% essential? Yes, because what will happen is, price isn't 100% everything when it comes to who gets the buy box, but it is 90% of the picture. So if you, let's say for example, you're on this product here and you listed it at £90.91, okay? And then you go off for lunch somewhere or go out for the day and this person's undercut you at £90.90. Well, they could have stolen the buy box there and you're only 1p more expensive. So your reprice is going to keep it in line with them. It's going to basically say, well, you've undercut by a penny. And this stuff happens all the time. It's really stupid. But yeah, it's going to undercut by a penny. Your reprice is going to kick in and knock it down by a penny as well. And every time they do it, it's going to keep. And then unfortunately, this is how prices fall down because people are trying to undercut each other by a penny or whatever. But you're going to keep a pace with them and give you the chance to get that sale. Whereas if you go out or at night or whatever, you're not competitive on price. You're going to miss out on sales. It's going to be way tougher. So yeah. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you coming on, buddy. Ryan and me did an amazing podcast, by the way. If you check out that on my channel, it was amazing. If you want to get into a sort of traditional wholesale and private label, Ryan's got a. I was looking at your name as Ryan. So Ryan's got a really good sort of interview I did with him there. MTC saying, do you keep earning commission for every buy I do on Qogita, or is it an incentive one-off payment? It is a one-off payment, mate. I do not get incentivized for. Yeah, that's the way. And by the way, full disclosure here, Qogita, I am compensated by them. It's an affiliate thing, but I do use it myself. Like I've spent literally, it's at least 250k, if not more, on Qogita. It's something I do. Okay, I wouldn't say day in day out because last week I didn't order anything because I took a week off. But pretty much I'm ordering day in day out on Qogita on Monday to Friday. So yeah, it's something I use and recommend myself. But also, yeah, it is an affiliate link, guys. So yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah. Yeah, no commission though. It's a one-time thing basically. So next question is, and by the way, MTT, I'm not sure if that's the same for everyone, by the way. That's just the deal that I've got. I believe some people may have a different deal. I'm not sure. Hassan, how's it going, buddy? Thanks. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for joining on here. I'm pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good, to be fair. Hyper was saying, if you send hazmat products yourself, what code do you use? I don't do it myself, to be fair, because it's not insured. Let's take, for example, this one we're looking at the screen here, right? This Victor and Rolf one. It costs, I don't know why I've not got the seller ramp up. It costs, is it £60 or something I think we're paying for? The £60, okay? If you send 10 of these in, your parcel's worth £600. You won't be able to get insured on it if you send it yourself. You need proper, like, things. You basically use a prep center. So I'm right now recommending a new one called Your Prep Mate. It's called. There's a link for that in my Discord server, and you can use them. But any prep center will be able to deal with hazmat. So whatever prep center you want to use, you can use. But yeah, that's the one that I'm recommending at the moment. I'm talking to another one tomorrow as well. So I'm hoping to have a couple that I can recommend for you guys. So yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. It's Hassan from the prep center. Yeah, there you go. Literally, there you go. So I literally didn't even realise. Sorry. There you go. You got a free shout out right away. So yeah. So yeah, no problem, MTT. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, no problem. Happy. I'm fully transparent, guys. Like, yeah, I'm fully transparent. All this stuff. This is stuff I use all the time myself. It is legit, amazingly profitable. But yeah, so yeah, when it comes to I mean, Hassan can tell you as well, you know, when it comes to hazmat and stuff, use a prep center. Basically, it's the best way. Also, guys, you're gonna be able to scale bigger, you know, more when you have. But yeah, so I was looking at the comments there. Yeah, when you obviously can help you scale when you use a prep center, because you have to sit there and label things. I get it when you're new and stuff, you want to do it. But when it comes to hazmat, I think if you want to continue to self-prep, you can self-prep everything except hazmat. Send hazmat to a prep center and then keep everything else yourself. And eventually you'll then realize after a while, just send it all to prep center. But we all go through these phases. It's fine. Anyway, let's go back to actually reviewing this product, because this one looks exciting to me. If me zoom out just a little bit, I seem to have broken it somehow. Me quickly refresh this and see if I can bring it back. I don't know what's broken. Anyway, let me just open it up again this way. It's probably going to be better. Let's go here. Cool. I'm hoping this is available on Qogita as well. It's probably been bought because it was earlier on. So I mean, this one. Okay, we've got a few other items in stock with suppliers here. But yeah, essentially we're looking at this one here: £60, 61, £8 profit per unit. We're looking at the year, we're looking at the prices, and we can see here the sales per month in December, 500 per month. We can see the price, and you can see here what we're talking about. The price spiked to £110 per unit at Christmas. 500 sales a month, £110 per unit. How much profit is that? That is £21 profit per unit. So now you guys can see my methodology and my mindset when it comes to this kind of thing. I'm not necessarily looking just at now, although now it's still making £8 profit. I'm looking at how is it going to do in Q4, and more specifically, how's it going to do in December? That's what I'm looking at. Now, look, it's not always been 110. It was 103. It was 100 and, it even went down a very small blip here down to 78 for about an hour or day or whatever. But yeah, pretty much £90 easily, if not 100, and sometimes even more, 110. So yeah, this just shows you what's possible, guys. But realistically, let's say, look, you're going to get £100 per unit. You're going to make £14 profit. Fantastic. So you go to Qogita. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of stock on this one at this price right now. But you know, so that's one downside to this. Again, these price drops are for today, so we may have missed them. Basically, this might have dropped at 9 a.m. and we've missed it. You know, you've got to be on the ball with these things. It's competitive. You know. Someone asked me earlier, how many people are in Qogita price drops? It's a very good question. How many people are paying in there right now? It is approximately 25, 26, 27 maybe. No more than 27 are paying. So yeah, not many people really. So yeah, pretty good. Anyway, so you can now see the kind of potential here. This is where Qogita is profitable year round, but then at Christmas, it's insanely profitable. £14 per unit, 500 sales per month. Where else are you going to get that? And you can buy it in bulk as well. So just crazy. Anyway, let's carry on and looking and seeing what's going on as well. Again, we're just looking at the potential for, for Q4 mainly, but we can also say you can sell year round as well. So this one I'm not particularly familiar. This one here, Vector and Rolf I've seen before. I think it's okay. This one here, Juicy Culture, I've never even heard of this one before. I've got no idea if this brand's okay to sell. We'll have a look at it though. $29.42 is the buy price from Qogita. We're making £5.50 profit. But yeah, and looking at the price here, I'd say this price, realistically, we're looking at £49 sale price. It actually looks somewhat reasonable. Again, we're looking at the price history here to try and figure out this current price here and this current profit. How realistic is it going to be staying at this level? Is it going to be going up? Is it going to be going down? We're using past data to try and figure out. Now, this one here is, again, went all the way to 300 sales per month at Christmas. Amazon were on the listing at £39. And then you can see everyone went out of stock. And then what happened to the price? It went to £80. Still at 200 or 100 sales per month. It's kind of crazy. So sometimes you get lucky with these ones where you end up being the last person in stock. Now, I don't know if you can actually sell this one. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this brand. But yeah, you can see the potential here, this one as well. So, but even right now, you're making £5.50 profit. And in theory, with a bit of luck, you could maybe get £70, £80 on this one. I'm not saying it's going to be, this will happen again this year, where you're going to make £20, £30 profit per unit, but it's possible. This one's a little bit of a slower seller. Who knows? It's a difficult one. There's no other sellers on this one. I'm not sure if it's hard gated on this one, but yeah. Let me catch up with the chat as well. So Source is always a very good prep center. Yes, I've heard good things about them as well. If you sign up to them, make sure you, if you sign up to any prep center, by the way, make sure you tell them that I sent you. SSA is saying, hi mate, I'm a part-time FBA, so I make 50 to 60 profit per day. Congratulations, that's amazing. So that's pretty awesome. So that's £50 a day is £1,500 a month, if my math is correct, which is amazing. That's for some people a full-time wage. And you can just keep growing from there. Have about 60 ASINs, small profit and a lot of price tanking. How to increase sales? Do I need to build my inventory and hold price? Yes. So depends what you mean by increase sales. It depends. I don't know what model you're doing, SSA. Do you want just before I answer, do you want to elaborate on what model you're doing? Are you doing online arbitrage? Are you doing Qogita? Are you doing private label? Are you doing retail arbitrage? What kind of model are you doing? But essentially, if you're doing like online arbitrage, if you're doing Qogita, if you're doing anything other than private label, there's not a huge amount you can do to increase sales. Sales are sales. There's nothing you can really do to influence that particular listing. How do you increase your profit? You can hold out and just be less urgent to sell your products. That's what I do with a lot of my products. Is like I'm looking now at a lot of these products and look at this one, for example. If I bought this, I'd be like, well, you know what? Depending on how many I bought, I might sell, let's say I bought 200 of these. I might be willing to sell 200 now at 90. If I bought 200, I might be willing to sell 100 now at £90. But you know what? I might hold out another 100 for Christmas. Or if this price dropped down to 85 or 80, I'd just sit on them and wait because I know they're going to come back when everyone else sells out. So patience is sometimes key with Amazon. Sometimes you do have to wait 2 or 3 months for the price to recover. Once you get through that pain period, though, the price comes back and the profit comes back. And then you're good to go, basically. That's pretty much my entire business model is doing that. I just let everyone else sell out really cheaply and then I make loads of money. So, yeah, that's pretty much the best way to do it, really. You can obviously increase ASINs, get better at buying as well, making sure that you're buying at the right price. And remember, guys, the money is made in the buy. That's where the money is made. It's not made in the sell. It's made in the buy. I mean, it's kind of made in the sell, but it's made in the buy. If you buy it for a good price, the profit is going to be there. If you buy it for a bad price, there's nothing you can do. You're going to lose money. So yeah, the money is made in the buy. Hence why we use Qogita price drops, because we're looking for those price drops, those temporary price drops, those sales, those missed prices. We're looking for those really good buy prices, because if you get something at a really good buy price, you're basically guaranteed profit. So especially if you can clear all the stock. But yeah, the money is made in the buy. That is where the money is made. We know roughly where the sale price is. The money is made in the buy. Remember that. So yeah. So let me catch up quickly. Message me, Simon's Discord, go to our channel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Hyper, you can message. Yeah, it's in there. So OA mostly. Yeah, pretty much the advice I gave you then OA. Exactly. Hopefully that helped you. Any more questions, let me know. So yeah, you're getting an idea anyway of how to do Qogita. This is what I do day in, day out. I'm literally taking those hourly price drops, throwing in here quickly. I'm going through much quicker than this though. I'm looking and going, okay, this one here is potential. This one here, £3.53 looks pretty good. 50 sales per month, no buy box. So probably skip on this one. But if I had to look at the history, we can see the sale price is 26 is potentially possible. So that one might be worth investigating, to be fair. For Nola one here, £3.15 profit, 50 sales per month. This is not something I'd imagine is going to go up at Christmas. It might do, maybe to 100, but it's obviously this is not really a Christmas item. But what I'm seeing here, though, is £3 profit, like 50 sales per month. So it's worth looking into and going, okay, this could be an interesting one. Let's just go ahead and have a look. We've got a buy price of $14.24. Apparently I've seen it for $11.49 in the past, so it just shows you that price drops change all the time. Sometimes you can get some really killer deals. Let's put it in at $14.24. Let's go and look at the data. The price on this one at $26.65 looks pretty stable to me. It has been as low as sort of 22, maybe little blips down to 17. I'd say 22. So our worst case scenario here is about break even, losing 15p. Our best case scenario is, well, apparently it's been up to £30 at some point. 30, 31, 29. Look at the year. Now, we look at the year, we can actually see there's obviously some sort of supply issue going on. For some reason, this product spiked in demand. And while there was probably not a lot of stock in the past, it was around £20. But for whatever reason right now, this price has gone up. So I'd approach this one with caution. I wouldn't buy 1,000 units of this. I wouldn't even buy 50. I'd maybe buy 10, 25. And maybe 50 would be okay potentially. How many sellers are there? There's quite a few sellers, to be fair. But apparently there's big issues with supplying this product. So this could be a very interesting one. So just be aware. There's the price history on this one looks a little bit iffy. So I wouldn't go too deep on this one. Unless this is just the new price that's happening. The price has gone up everywhere and now inflation, whatever. And this is the new price, £26. So yeah, gives you an idea basically. Cool. So this is what I do basically when I'm doing sourcing on Qogita. It is not rocket science. But yeah, so, and then you can also, if you want, you can run the whole catalog through as well. I'm trying to think which is the best catalog to run. I feel like I want to do one with perfumes aftershave. So if I do this one, part one, I think, let me just do what I normally do. Confirm monthly sales, profit, get rid of deal score, go in here. I'm then going to put profit of £1 in. This scan I just ran showing everything. So Bella Vita, we need to get that one removed. That's a private label brand. But we can see here, we can now see the potential. There's loads of things here. We've got this John Frieda, £1 profit, but it's 1,000 sales per month. Really stable buy box. We've got another one here. Bella Vita we can't sell, fine. Bella Vita, we need to get that brand removed. Maybelline's a good one. No buy box, which means maybe the price is a little bit high. So we'll skip on that one. But it's just going through all the time. You've got to put the work in if you want to find the deals. You're not going to get given the deals. We give you the sheet, but you've got to put the work in to find the deals. You're willing to do it, you can make $5,000 in one deal. You can make 15 grand in one deal. You can maybe make 200, 300. It depends really. So, the profit is there. Maybelline one here, £1.82. A Maybelline thing that sells 300 sales a month. Again, like the money comes in. Not everything you're going to get is going to be like high profit, 5, 10, 15, £20 profit per unit. Sometimes the money is made making £1 profit, £1.50 profit per unit. And you just get a bunch of these ones. Low risk, 75p a unit. The cost is nothing. Your ROI is really high, 243%. You just can't go wrong with these. You get 100 of these going, you're making good money. And it's just non-stop. The deals that are available here, using Qogita price drops, using Arbisource, using Qogita itself. Don't forget, if you want to sign up, use code FBA Mogul to get £120 off your first order. Yeah, the possibilities are endless, guys. Anyway, I have gone on about that enough. Let's go back to doing, I'm quite warm actually, it's a warm day, but yeah, let's just go back to sort of doing a sort of a Q&A, sort of like live chat, basically just hang out. If you've got any questions, let me know. I've shilled Qogita enough, Qogita price drops enough probably. Hopefully you're seeing, the main thing I want to show you is my methodology, my thought process behind this stuff. That's the thing that is 3 years of Amazon experience essentially boils down to how I'm thinking about this kind of stuff. And that's just one strategy. There's loads of other strategies you can use as well, to be fair, when it comes to thinking about products. I was just really thinking more about Q4 there and looking at perfumes and things like that. But there are so many other ways you can do these things. And the more out of the box you can think, the better, basically. Hey, bundling items. Hey, not many people do that. It could be a sick one for Qogita. Take a shampoo and a conditioner, put them together. There's so many opportunities on Qogita. It is insane. Anyway, I've got one here, actually. I'll show you. This is a Qogita deal I've got. I literally just got the sale. I don't know if it's now. It was, what time was it? 8:25. So, okay, a little while ago. But yeah, you can see here. Like, I'm not getting rich off this one. But you know what? I'll take the money. I'll take the £1.86 profit on this one. I don't know how many units I got in total. I remember this one. This is a L'Oreal item. Let me go back quickly. How many did I get of these? I think it's 100, basically 100 units I got, maybe slightly more. So this is one deal. It's a very cheap item. Cost me £4.86. I'm selling for £9.90, making £1.86 profit. I got 100 of these. I think it was 99. Let's say 100. I'm making £186 profit here. So why not just do that? You know, this is one of the ones that just pops up. You take it. It's easy. It's simple. This is a L'Oreal thing. It's a lipstick. Very simple. Done. Dusted, basically. So yeah. And then obviously, you know, those are the kind of the bread and butter ones. You know, throwing your 100% discount as well. I mean, you're basically making even more money as well. So yeah. Anyway, it just kind of shows you the potential there. Really. What I buy is sometimes I get the bangers that I'm making crazy money on. Sometimes I just get those where I'm like, you know what, I'll happily make £186 profit, maybe 150 after my prep fees and stuff like that, whatever it is. You know, still £150. It's a L'Oreal item. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. How am I doing this month? Let me show you today. Let's have a look at today. Today is looking pretty good. This is today. So £317 profit, 2,000 in sales. My ROI is starting to climb a bit actually, which is quite nice. So yeah, had some good sales there. And let's check out the month as well. Month to date is, I don't know if this is good or bad. I feel like I'm maybe slightly behind my goal. I want to get back to 10,000 a month. So right now, my profit is 3,251, 21% ROI. ROI is not as high as I'd like, but it's fine. So in theory, if I can carry on this the rest of the month, I should just be just shy of 10,000 profit, gross profit. But yeah, profit nonetheless. So, you know, kind of interesting. And then previous month, guys, actually, I don't know if you guys have seen I don't think I posted it anywhere. Previous month, you know, I've had a few small refunds here and there. This is my previous month. So not quite 10,000, but we did manage to get to 7,800. I remember at the end of the month, it was like 79.95 or something like that. But obviously, with a few refunds since then. But yeah, £7,805 profit, 80,000 sales, 2,500 units. I think it basically comes to about £3 profit per unit. Someone do the math for me. 20% ROI, 90% ROI. So yeah, doing pretty well to be fair. So yeah, anyway, that's enough shilling my results. Yeah. Any more questions, let me know. Hey Zara, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Hey Ryan, thanks for joining us. You missed all the exciting Qogita sourcing, but you guys know about Qogita anyway, so you're all good. Do you avoid listings if Amazon has more certain percentage of buy box? Not really, no. I don't really look at that kind of thing, Hyper, for multiple different reasons. I will consider it if I'm looking at a listing where let's say I look at the 90-day buy box average, okay? If I'm looking at a listing that has a 90% buy box average where Amazon have, let's say, 90+% of the buy box, and the very important thing that no one really looks at is there are other Amazon FBA sellers on the listing, and those FBA sellers have a competitive price. In that case, essentially we have then, say, 10 sellers, one of them being Amazon, all at the same price, and Amazon are still dominating the buy box. In that case, I might avoid that listing. Things I've noticed people are saying, Amazon's got 100% of the buy box. And I go and look at it. I'm like, well, they're the only seller. So, of course they have. Or, yeah, they're at £10 and everyone else is at £20. And, of course, they're going to have 100% buy box because everyone else is priced ridiculously. So, you know, in that case, I'm like, well, that percentage you're looking at is skewed because, of course, they've got 100%, if that makes sense. So, you need to take these numbers in and think about why they are, if that makes sense. And because a lot of people literally say, oh, Amazon's got 100% buy box, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, no one else has been in stock for 90 days. And people have only just come in stock now. So, of course, they've got 100% buy box. So, yeah, it's something to look at. You've got to understand the context behind it as well. I saw an interesting strategy, by the way, guys. Okay. Nice. I'm going to reveal this to you guys now, okay. A listing where Amazon is in stock 99% 95% of the time. Okay, it's an insanely fast seller. It does 5,000-10,000 sales a month. Okay, Amazon stock, they say 90% of the time at a low price. Okay, but sometimes Amazon goes out of stock because they can't keep the stock in. And there's another Amazon seller sitting, let's say Amazon sell it for £10, and there's other Amazon sellers sat there at £15. He'll sit there at £15. He'll wait for these very short periods where Amazon go out of stock, and then his sales fly. Even though it's at £15, he'll get the buy box. Amazon are out of stock, and he makes loads of money. Amazon come back in, his sales dry up, but he's just waiting for those gaps where Amazon go out of stock. Insane strategy. Share that with me now. There are so many strategies you can do on Amazon to make money. It's not what I necessarily would have thought to do myself, but I know someone who does this and they make a killing out of it. It works very well on fast selling items, but you can find those out there. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, interesting. Just looking at my haircut. I got my haircut done today. But yeah, so, and my beard shaved as well. But yeah, so interesting strategy, right? There are literally so many ways to make money on Amazon, where if you could think outside the box just a little bit, all these different strategies. Do you want those? Okay, I mean, last year I think I did promise I was going to do an OA sourcing one. How about finding ones where all the FBA sellers have like run out of stock and it's just back to FBM? They exist. You could look at those. People prefer FBA because they want to use Prime. You can charge a premium doing Prime. Could be another interesting strategy for you. So yeah, if you can throw in Qogita here, you can throw in things like that. It's just insane. So yeah, there's so many strategies you can use. You just need to really think outside the box and not just look at the now. Like what is, like when I was doing Qogita sourcing there, I wasn't just looking at today. I was looking, especially as we're approaching Q4, I'm looking at thinking about, well, what's it going to be like in October, November, December? I'm not looking at the profit now. I'm looking at the profit later on. So definitely something to consider anyway. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question, Hyper. You just got to use a little bit more foresight, I guess, and maybe just, I don't know what the word is, but like just think a little bit more outside the box when it comes to these kind of things. And yeah, I don't know. The potential is just enormous to make money on Amazon. It's just crazy. I'm so bullish on Amazon. It's just absolutely bonkers. Hopefully, guys, I cannot say why, but I'm going to have some seriously sick stuff coming soon when it comes to Amazon. Yeah, hopefully you can pull it off. It's in the works. Super excited to share that with you. I can't share it right now, but it's going to be super exciting. And yeah, it's going to be exciting for all of us when it comes to Amazon. But yeah, anyway, just stay tuned, stay in watching the channel, stay in the Discord, stay part of the FBA Mogul community. Check out that website, by the way, guys. You know, we just released a bunch of articles on reimbursements. ER has already found them useful, so I appreciate you taking the time to read those. So FBAmogul.com. Is it moguls.com? FBA Mogul, I can't remember. I think it's both. FBAmogul.com. Yeah, check that out. But yeah, I've lost the thing now. Anyway, so let me get back to the chat anyway. SSA is like, any IP issue on the Buta brand Essie? I believe ESSIE is private label, but I'm not sure. What I'll do is I'll go on to Amazon and I'll put it in and I'll see it. No, I think this is actually okay. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Let's see if OA Hero comes up with anything. So OA Hero has not come up with anything, which makes me think it is okay. I think SE is okay, yes. But has anyone else got any experience with that? I can't know every single one. We do try and keep an up-to-date database, but there are obviously some things slip through. But yeah, you still got to do your own due diligence. But yeah, using OA Hero, we have a massive database of brands. A lot of the real common ones that will fall trap into, it tells you about. So yeah, if you want to check out OA Hero, it's link in description. £150 for lifetime now. Lifetime deal is going to end. I am no longer going to do lifetime. Probably give it another month or so maybe. Then I'm going to end the lifetime deal. I'm doing too much work on it. I'm paying the developer too much money. I've got too many monthly costs to incur in it. I'm basically going to convert it over. If you've got lifetime now, you're grandfathered in forever. But yeah, it won't be available to everyone else afterwards because I've got too many costs associated with it. I need to turn it into a monthly or yearly recurring revenue model. But if you want to get it early on, go for it now. But yeah, so oh yeah, I need to share a code with you guys. So in the description, you'll see there's a link to the MacBook giveaway, and there is 50 extra free entries if you have watched this live stream. So I'm gonna put into the chat. No, I can't put it in the chat. I'm gonna do it. It is Qogita 11 AUG for August. Qogita 11 AUG. Can I put that on the screen somehow? I'll just chuck it in the chat. There we go for you guys. That's it in the chat. There's the code to get yourself 50 extra free entries into the MacBook giveaway. If you're not already in there, go to that link. There's loads of ways to enter to get a free MacBook. I give away a MacBook basically every year as a thank you to all you guys. I will tell you right now, there's only 40 people that have entered it. So you're in with a good chance of getting a MacBook. But yeah, when does the giveaway end? Just before Christmas. Therefore, you get a nice free Christmas present. Whoever wins gets a MacBook off me. It's a MacBook, it's AirPods, and then Amazon gift card. There's 3 prizes. There's only 40 people have entered so far. Link is in the description of this video. Go and check it out. Should be in the description of this video. I hope. Please tell me it's there. All the links to this stuff is in the description of the video. By the way, if you use Qogita for the first time, you can get 200 free extra entries into the MacBook giveaway. If you buy OA Hero from me, you can get 200 extra free entries into the giveaway. Plus, there's loads of other ways to get entries as well into those giveaways. So, yes. So that's my sort of thank you to you guys. And the better I do, guys, the more I'm going to end up giving away. I want to get to the point where I give away 5 or 10 MacBooks every year. If I can get to that point, I'd love to get to that point. But yeah, for now, it's just 1 MacBook. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, any other questions, guys? You got any questions for Amazon or anything about me or Amazon or business, whatever you want? Yeah, I'm all good to open, hang out and chat, talk about this kind of stuff. It's all good. Just make sure I've not missed anything. So SSA said, 1 second. I've got a few questions to catch up with. Sorry, guys. I'll catch up now. So Hyper saying, how do you look at the average buy box percentage by Amazon last 90 days? I use a software called Keeper. If you go to Keeper, if you go to data, and then buy box statistics, you can then change the date on there for 30, 90, 180 days. So you can do that. Bert Bits is saying, what do you class as competitive price? 5% above. I obviously look at what Amazon gives you the buy box for. That's an important factor. But yes, something within sort of 5% of the buy box. When I'm looking for competitive offers, I'm looking at someone that when people start sending out, their offers are going to start coming in. I think 5% is probably a good rule of thumb, to be fair, yes. So it's like a big mistake I've seen people in the past, is they say, well, there's 30 FBA sellers on this listing. I'm like, well, there are 30 people on this listing, but 20 of them have a price so high that they're never going to get that sale. So I don't really factor them into the competition. That kind of mistake that people make. So SSA said, I had a product making me £4 profit and 15 sales per month. Nice. There you go. You advised using Amazon ads with a daily budget of £4. Did I? I don't think I did, but okay. Maybe I did. I don't know. I have tested Amazon ads very recently. I don't know if it's worth doing or not. I think a few people maybe are using it successfully. For me, I need to probably have a proper look and see how I'm doing. It's an interesting model. But yeah, it could be kind of okay. I'm trying it with a very low, like 5 or 10p per click or something like that. I'm not sure if it's successful for me. I'm mainly using it right now to clear stock that I want to kind of get rid of, rather than necessarily trying to improve sales on ones I've already got. Just the tougher sellers I'm using it for. But yeah, no problem. I don't remember that, but I'll take the credit for it. No problem at all. Hyper saying, do you get ungated on most brands after a certain amount of sales? I'm gated on 90. No, right now it is incredibly hard, even for me, to get ungated on brands. But don't take this as a negative. Things are changing at Amazon when it comes to ungating. I cannot tell you the time frames. I'm not sure. It is between 1 and 3 months. There's a big shake-up happening when it comes to ungating. Right now, what's happening on Amazon, the VAs are entirely ruling the roost. They've realized that they can keep their job and get a pat on the back by literally rejecting everyone. That is what's happened. They're not being punished by Amazon. Until someone at Amazon realizes this, they're basically, the VA is going to keep sort of ruling the roost and keep denying all these sellers, and their VAs are still going to get paid. They're still going to get their bonuses. They're going to get pats on the back. Their job's super easy as well because they can just click no to everything. Hopefully things are going to change. Well, hopefully that changes, but I know the whole ungating procedure and things like that on Amazon is changing. The CEO of 3Colts, which is a huge software company in America, tweeted out saying that it's changing. I also heard it's changing as well. And yeah, well, it's multiple sources basically. So yeah, so don't get too discouraged. Stick with it for now. To be honest, the harder it is, the better it is actually technically, because it means there's more of a barrier to entry for new people. Good for you, not so good for me, someone who's promoting Amazon and all the different things around it. But you know, it's good for you guys. But yeah, things are going to change anyway. Zara's saying, do you have any tips on things I should keep in mind when buying products that have arrived at the UK warehouse as a newbie? Any tips on things I should keep in mind when my products have arrived? Not sure what you mean, Zara, exactly. Can you elaborate a little bit on what kind of tips you're looking for there? MTT, can you share some OA deals at Arbisource, please? Home bargains. I mean, we could. I'm kind of done with sourcing now. But yeah, I mean, you can. I was using Arbisource there. I'll go quickly and show you. Sure. So, I use Arbisource for all sorts of things. There's not just Qogita. Let me go back to, here we go, Talking Head. So if we go to actual Arbisource itself, we can do all sorts of things. They have the Vault, for example, where you can search for all sorts of different stores. Let's say John Lewis, for example, and you can see all the deals that have been on John Lewis. So here goes Noven. I know I sold Noven on Amazon, but anyway, Galaxy Books here for £284 profit. All sorts of things here. You've got the Vault here. You can also do scans as well. This is one of the most powerful things you can do. You can do a store scan. You can go in and search. And I don't know how many stores they've got. Hundreds, 400, 300 stores they can do scans on. You can search a store like John Lewis, for example. Okay? And then you can go in here and you can say, I want to search for, let's say all the clearance, basically. Let's say select all for clearance. There's no discount. Or maybe there is a discount. I don't know. And then let's change storage cache to 2 hours and do a start scan. We can then scan John Lewis. You've also got your replenishables. You've got your price drops as well. You can look in here at the price drops that have happened on different stores as well. They've also got Amazon's at Amazon. I don't personally use Amazon myself, but there we go. You've got that as well. You've got all sorts of other things you can do on here. So we've got a scans going for John Lewis, or maybe if you remind me, we'll look back at that in a minute. Once it's done, I don't know how long it's going to take, to be fair. But yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do beyond just doing wholesale scans. You've got store scans. You've got category scans. You've got reverse scans. You can put another Amazon store in there. You've got custom scans. If there's a store that they don't support, you can still scan it with Arbisource. So again, if you want to use Arbisource, by the way, link in description. Use the code FBA Mogul 30. Again, this is all in the description. You can get 30% off your first month. Yeah, that just kind of shows you all the potential there with Arbisource. So yeah, it's a super powerful tool. What do I do at the moment? I'm pretty much 50% Qogita right now. I'm about 50% Qogita. I'm about 25% OA. I'm about 25% A2A. I'll be honest, A2A I've been neglecting recently. I can't, and this is a good bit of advice. I'm going to do a whole video on this actually, talk about this. When you get into Amazon, guys, okay, when you start Amazon, I want you to pick one method, okay? I want you to choose online arbitrage. I want you to choose Qogita. I want you to choose Amazon to Amazon. I want you to choose retail arbitrage. Pick one of them. Maybe try them, but then pick one of them and stick to it. Don't spread yourself too thin. Get one of them and get really good at it. So let's say Qogita, for example. If you want to do Qogita, just do Qogita and get really freaking good at Qogita until you've got success, until you're making 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 profit per month. Once you've done that and you've licked that, then introduce another different type of sourcing. Too many people are trying to do too many things and they just rubbish at all of them. Get good at one thing. If you want to do online arbitrage, for example, which is fine. All these methods are viable, by the way. Unlike some people out there who maybe say one method's not good, I think all methods are viable. The one thing I will say is do not do traditional wholesale and do not do private label when you're a beginner. I think they're great models to do. I just don't think they're very beginner friendly. I think you're going to get burned doing them. So Qogita is different because it's like an online arbitrage, so it's a bit different. But yeah, it's not like the traditional wholesale. So I think Qogita is good for beginners. But I'm not saying you can't, or even Brand Direct's another good example as well. I don't think it's a good model for beginners. I know there's some people out there that really push Brand Direct. They poo-poo on every other, you guys know who I'm talking about maybe. They say everything else is such a bad method because they're trying to sell their course. I've got no skin in the game on that one. I think I've seen people be successful in every single method, but it doesn't matter what method you want to do. You can all be successful in all of them. Just stick to one and stick to it. I just don't think private label, Brand Direct, or traditional wholesale is the best one for beginners. Do it after a year of doing Amazon. Sorry, I'm hands all over the place. But really do focus. I'm a big fan of like focusing on one thing and getting really good at it. So I think you need to just choose what you're going to do. Now, if you start off and you try a few different things here, you have success with online arbitrage and you think, oh, this is the one for me, then sure, do the quick online arbitrage. Stick to that one method and do it. If you prefer Qogita, you've had success with that, stick to Qogita and make that your method and get really good at Qogita and all the different ways you can source on Qogita and you can make money on there. So, yeah. Hyper is saying, is Qogita sourcing your predominant method or using a method? Yeah, so for me, like I said, yeah, exactly. I'm at 50% right now. It's very difficult to know, but pretty much 50% Qogita, 25% A2A, although that's dipped down massively recently, and then 25% OA. You can't beat a good OA deal, to be fair. But yeah, Qogita is a big one for me, and especially now we're thinking about Q4. I have limited funds. I have 200 grand in Amazon right now. It's 181,236. It's dipped down a little bit. I've got probably 20-30 grand in the prep center to go in. So I've got 200k of stock. I've limited, I've only got so much I can spend every month. I am going to be focusing pretty much all of my resources into Qogita, essentially perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets. Pretty much what I'm looking at, basically. That's going to be my main focus for Q4. Now, if you're an online arbitrage person, you might be thinking, well, you can do that as well. You can do perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets. You won't be able to get the same volumes, but you can still do it. I've done that in the past, buying from Latino, Superdrug, other places like that. Look fantastic, buying 10, 20 units here and there. Toys, video games are obviously huge when it comes to Q4 as well. And even just things like it's winter, things like coats, hats, gloves, whatever, it can be a good one as well. Within winter, they can make anything that's giftable as well, basically does really well. So yeah, for me, I'm definitely going to be focusing pretty much towards, it's difficult to say, but I'm really going to be focusing towards Qogita. I'm going to say probably 80% Qogita, 10% A2A, 10% OA probably. It all depends if I run out of money, which I pretty much do every single month. This month, my Amex bill was 50-something thousand. I pretty much just going to be paid off in time, basically. It seems like every month I just do it. But yeah, I literally just, it's like, sometimes I have to put a little bit in, take it back out again. It's always very close. But yeah, I always run out of money. I've got too many deals to buy, way too many deals to buy. Every single month I run out of money well into the month. Well at the end of the month, to be fair. There are so many deals out there. Zara is saying, what pricing strategy should I use? So what software are you using, Zara? Let me know what software you're using. Let's crack a new can of 7-Up. It was cold, but not anymore. But yeah. Anyway, so when I was using PPP, it depended on my products. As a general rule, if I remember correctly, I was using, oh God, this is taking me back now. What was I using? I used aggressive ones on items of stock that I wanted to clear, ones that I wanted to get good sales on. I think it was balance, sell, accumulator, I think was my favorite one that I use as a general rule, and that was my default rule. And then if I wanted to clear some stock, if I had a lot of stock I wanted to sell, I'd use a more aggressive one. Like, I can't remember what they're called now, but yeah, I use an aggressive one. Seller amp. Oh, I don't know what you mean, but it's pricing strategy. I'm not sure what you mean when you say using seller amp. Are you talking about like what price do you put in when you're trying to figure out the profit? Is that what you're thinking? Or when you say seller strategy? If you are, you need to look and be realistic. You need to look at the Keeper charts, or that you can get those in Keeper, or you can use the seller amp charts as well, which is essentially the same data. Just look at what's realistic. Right now when it comes to perfumes, aftershaves, I'm not necessarily looking at the now, I'm looking at the Q4. I'm obviously keeping in mind, ideally I want to buy stuff that's profitable now and even more profitable in Q4. But I will take something that's maybe break even now, but shows real promise for Q4. Hey, it might not work out. You can't win everything, but I'm looking at those potential as well. But I'm being realistic and looking at like the price history. Is it realistic that I can get this price? That's essentially what I'm looking at. I'm trying to be. So Hyperkeeper is not. They do have a free version, but they do have a paid version. It's €19 a month, I believe. Super good value. Like really good value. They could literally charge 100, 200 euros a month and still it'd be worth it. Let me get a link for you guys on that one. If you give me a second. This is an affiliate link. I literally get like €8 one time. But anyway, I'll take the €8. Yeah, I think it might be less than that actually. But yeah, if you want to sign up to Keeper, there it is. Insane tool. That's the tool I was using in Qogita. I feel like I've been so salesy. Yeah, I apologize. But yeah, I'm trying to, well, I do this as my income, you know. This is all free. All my money comes from affiliates essentially and doing Amazon. So, you know, but I do this all for free because of that essentially. So that's the model I've chosen. So I do kind of have to sell a little bit. But yeah, if you want to check that out, you don't have to use the link if you don't want to, as I get nothing really from it. But yeah, the Keeper's the one I'm using there. So, but I appreciate it, Hyper. Thank you. Yeah, if you just want to sign up. But yeah, it's a really sick tool. That's the one I was using when I was doing my checking of, when I was doing the Qogita sourcing. You've got the 3 charts. You've got the top one which shows you the price, the middle one which shows you the sales per month, and the bottom one which shows you the number of sellers. Really important data. All of those bits are very important. But yeah, super valuable. Everything we do as Amazon sellers, we're looking at data to see what is going on. Is the price, is it a temporary price spike? Is the price very stable? Is it a low price? How many sellers are jumping on the listing? What's the sales per month now and in the past and in the future? All that kind of stuff. So Hyper, it's an interesting question. I can't tell you which one I'm using right now, but the one I recommend you use is Your Prep Mate. If you can say that I sent you, that'd be fantastic. So, but yeah, it's a tricky. I'm in a tricky position right now that I can't really say who I'm using. But yeah, I don't know if I can really elaborate basically on that one. So, or basically right now I'm still using Warehouse Goblins, to put it like that. So he's dealing with all my stock. I was using Warehouse Goblins. He's obviously decided to shut down now. I'm still using them for the time being. Chris is helping me out with that one. And at some point I'll be looking at a new one potentially. But right now I'm using Warehouse Goblins. Is the answer to that question. They are not open for business. They are not taking a new one on. They're getting rid of all their clients. I'm a lucky exception for now. He's helping me out. And yeah, that's it basically. Is the answer to that question. But yeah, so that's the one I recommend. Go and check it out. Your Prep Mate for now. Go and check them out. Say that I sent you. And yeah, they'll look after you. So yeah, you're good there basically. Any more questions before we kind of wrap this up really? I think we've got a good number of viewers, which is awesome. So Hyper, you're really active, which I love. So it seems like you're really getting into Amazon, which is fantastic. So if you want, by the way, if you guys want to get a free one-on-one call with me, go to my Discord server. Again, link for that in the description. There's a channel that says it's called Get One-on-One Support. Go on that. You can book a free call with me. Hyper, if you want to do that as well, come and get a free call with me. 15-minute free call. Ask any questions you've got. We can do sort of whatever, you know, and I can help you out and stuff and help guide your business, things like that. It's all free. You know, I even do the free mentoring. So, you know, it's all free basically. So, yeah, I'm going to be ramping up the YouTube videos more as well. I really want to get back to doing the YouTube. Been doing a bit of soul searching recently and things like that when it comes to my business and where I want to focus my efforts. But yeah, so do you use SageMail? I end up stopped using SageMail maybe 3-4 months ago. I felt like I had enough reviews, and now obviously we've got these new changes. I'm not sure actually. I don't know. What are your opinions on the ER? I don't know if it's worth using or not, to be fair. Obviously, Amazon have changed the system now with reviews, so they only can leave star reviews, and you can't remove them. So I almost feel like you shouldn't ask for reviews, to be honest, because you have the ability to remove them now is gone if they give you a 1 star. It's an interesting one. But yeah, I've not used SageMail in 3 or 4 months now. I don't know why I stopped. Just felt like I had enough reviews, really. And just like, well, I don't know. But yeah, seems... no problem, Zara. Happy to help you. So I help Zara out with a few small things. Always happy to help you guys. So I love seeing you guys succeed. I like to see people who are trying to better themselves, who are trying to start a business. Business for me has been insane. Having started my own business 3 years ago, in fact, it's pretty much 3 years and a month or so ago. It's been life-changing for me. Amazon has been literally life-changing for me. It's not just from the Amazon itself, which does very well. It's all the things that I built around it. This channel, my Discord server, and all that kind of stuff is making me good money. And it's just the freedom and the business, and I love building the business and stuff. And I love to see people succeed and do what I've done and do Amazon. And Amazon is just a life-changing business. It's a fantastic gateway business. It's a fantastic business by itself, but you can use it as a gateway business as well to make money. And then if you want, you can just keep scaling Amazon and keep growing it, or you can move your money outside of Amazon into other businesses and ventures as well. There's no reason you can't do this and be successful and make crazy money. I've seen it dozens of times now. I know guys that drive McLarens. I know guys that are buying houses in cash, all from Amazon, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so you just got to keep putting the work in. You got to remember, no one's going to give you anything. I did a whole video vlog thing about this. I've not released it yet. I was like, don't know if I should release it, but yeah, it's mostly me just trying to motivate you guys and talking about stuff like no one is going to give you anything in life. You need to work for it. You need to put the work in. There's only so much I can do and help you. I will try and help you as much as I can, but there's only so much I can do. At the end of the day, you are the one that's going to have to put the work in, put the effort in to better yourselves, make your business, and change life, basically, just like I did with Amazon. So, yeah, don't feel like that kind of... I'm going to release that video. I've recorded it. I'm going to do it anyway. But yeah, it's been crazy for me. And like last month was my best month ever. I did extremely well from it, and I was really happy with it. It was in money that I could never even dream of 3 years ago. I don't know if I should say how much it is, but yeah, it was insane. So, but yeah, at the same time though, I put myself under a huge amount of pressure, and I work ridiculously a lot as well. So I had to basically take a week off because I was just working too much stress. But yeah, it's like, yeah, you guys got to put the work in. But you guys, I'd love to see it. You love to see success. And yeah, and hopefully you can, tell me in a few year or two or whatever, how you quit your job, how you're making how much money you're making, how it's changed your life, what businesses you're going into. I'm almost more excited to see where you take the Amazon money you make and deploy it into other things. Because that's pretty much what most people do, I'll be honest. They make all their money in Amazon. They make 100, 200, 500,000. And then there's a few people that carry on doing Amazon, and they do private label, they do wholesale, they kind of move into that. There's other people that take their money and they put it into other things. They start another business. So it's always interesting to see that as well, where people actually end up after they've made their money from Amazon. Because I'm not going to lie, Amazon at times does test your limits a little bit, which is probably why some people end up leaving it. They're like, I can't take the stress from it. But at the same time, there's nothing out there that's quick and reliable to make money as Amazon. There's nothing out there that can make you that where you can basically make 100,000 a year. But in your first year, there's very few businesses that allow you to do that. I'm not saying you can do that. It's not typical, but it can be done. Ryan's a great example. He's 8-9 months into his business. He made more money than I did last month. He made £10,000 profit. Like, ridiculous. His business is less than a year old. He's making £10,000 a month or £120,000 a year. Ridiculous. And it's growing month on month. So yeah, insane. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Thanks guys, I appreciate you being on. Hopefully I've motivated you. A load of people left. It's all good. I appreciate you guys being on here. I feel like I've chilled a lot of stuff today, but it is what it is. Hopefully I've motivated you, hopefully I've helped you, and yeah, hopefully it's inspired you to do Amazon. Do Qogita if you want. You don't have to. In the end of the day, do whatever model you want. I like Qogita. It works for me. Do whatever you want. Pick one, stick to it, and yeah, go from there. So, MTT saying, are you not buying toys for Q4? Honestly, it's just not my niche. Am I missing out on it? Yeah. I don't have money for it. I don't have the mental bandwidth to firstly source toys. Or even, I know where you can get toys from, but it's not really my kind of area. So I'd have to learn more about the toys. And secondly, I don't have enough money to buy toys anyway because I spend all my money on other things. So, I spend all my money on perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets. Pretty much those three things. And I run out of money. Easy run out of money. But I'm definitely missing out on toys. They're fantastic. Obviously for Q4, do crazy. There's so many areas you can do Amazon, and electronics do well. There's so many niches and areas that do well that I can't even do them all. Even within the space of online arbitrage, I feel like niching down on specific categories is a really good idea. Like I was obviously doing sneakers for a while. That was pretty much all I did. Sneakers was all I focused on. I did very well from it. But yeah, so if you're good at toys MTT, definitely focus on toys. You can make an absolute killing in Q4. So you can actually do it. Thanks, guys, for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm going to wrap it up there. I need to go to Sainsbury's, get some shopping done. And got a few other bits as well before I hit the sack. But yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming on. Again, if you want to check out Qogita, if you want to do the whole method that I've done there with Qogita price drops, Arbisource and Qogita, all links in the description. All the promo codes are in there for you to get your discounts and all that kind of stuff on your first months and your first orders and stuff like that. Again, OA Hero as well, which is there. No, I can't point to it. There. Where is it? God, there. I can't even point towards it. It's so hard. It's there basically. I'm going to check that out as well. That's my software, my Chrome extension. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Bye, guys.